Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here today with what's going to be part one of a two-part media pickup video for the month of September 2020. So I decided, much like I did a few months back, I'm going to break up both my media pickup video into two videos and my book haul into two separate videos. So there's going to be 4 videos just of my media pickups and my book hauls for September of 2020, but I hope this will make them a little bit more consumable for you guys, a little bit easier to digest than maybe 2 super stupidly long videos. So hopefully you guys enjoy that, and if you do, let me know down in the comments below, or if you'd just like to see one super long video, let me know that in the comments below, and I will try to do my best to adjust to whatever you guys would rather see here on the channel. So, okay, with that said, today I am going to be talking about both video games and all of the collectibles I grabbed last month, which frankly, I don't often grab too many collectibles, but last month was the exception to that rule, and I went a little Funko crazy, and I also grabbed some other cool things that I'm excited to show you, and I bought like these blind bags, and I'm going to open them on camera with you guys today, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that as well. But next video, which will hopefully be a couple days from now, you will also see what movies I grabbed, so I'll talk about all the movies I grabbed last month. So we have a lot to cover today, so let's start with video games, and then we'll finish up with the collectibles. So without any further ado, let's dive right in. So with the video games, we'll start with the oldest generation of games and then move forward. So I actually grabbed like 4 PlayStation 2 games, all from the clearance table at Disc Replay. So I paid about $1, 50 cents to $1 for each of these, so I couldn't pass them up. First up, we have a PS2 launch game that I actually owned when I first bought my PS2, and this is Smuggler's Run. So this is one, like I said, that I picked up on launch week. And frankly, I don't know if I bought it or if I rented it, but I remember playing it when the PS2 first came out, and I was just so blown away by the graphics at the time, because I remember like a car was crashed at one point, and then I went back minutes later and the car was still there, and that blew my mind. And so I was sold on this game from then on. I was loving it. I never ended up beating this game, and I've always wanted to add it back to the collection because it's something I enjoyed, and it's from Rockstar, which is pretty cool. So I wanted to add it back into the collection, and for less than $1, I had to do it. So Smuggler's Run on PS2 is the first video game I grabbed last month. The next ones are probably not going to be too terribly interesting for most of you, but this one is Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 2. And I was actually walking out, and I passed the table one more time and saw this for like 75 cents or something, and so I figured I would grab it. I have played 1 or 2 of these games in the past. I'm not a hunter in the least, but I thought, it was pretty fun when I played them in the past, so I figured I'd give it another shot. So Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 2. Another one for my sports collection. This is Outlaw Tennis. So this is actually like a spin-off from Outlaw Golf on the Xbox, I believe. I think it was exclusive to the Xbox. I think there was even like a Blockbuster exclusive, like basically what would have been the equivalent of a DLC pack for the original Outlaw Golf. It was like 9 extra holes that you could get only from Blockbuster. But anyway, it eventually found its way over to the PS2 with Outlaw Tennis. So I had to pick it up. Again, less than $1, so I grabbed it. And then the final clearance game I grabbed, another one from my sports/racing collection. This is Grand Prix Challenge. So this is one of the few Grand Prix games that I do not own yet, or did not own yet, on the PS2, and so I needed to add it. It looks like this one came out in about 2002, 2003, so I've never played it, and I haven't heard really anything about it, so I don't know how good it's going to be, but I have to have it because I'm trying my best to collect as many sports titles and racing titles as I can for the system, so we'll see. Grand Prix Challenge on PS2 is the last clearance game I grabbed, so let's talk about the 2 current gen games I grabbed last month. If you guys aren't already, make sure you start following Gamefly on Twitter because they have some awesome sales pretty frequently. And what's really cool about Gamefly is that you get the entire package that you would normally get if you bought the game new. The only thing you're not getting is the shrink wrap, and everything's guaranteed to work. So I had to grab this one. This is the HD remake of SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, and I grabbed it on, of course, Xbox One. So this is a remake of what I believe was a PS2 exclusive way back on that gen of systems, and it is one that has a cult following behind it. It is one that I think the speedrunning community really started making popular again. And so they decided to do a remake or an HD upgrade of it and release it. So I have not actually played this one yet. I had it out of the box and in my system multiple times to play it, and just whatever happened, I never actually started it. So very intrigued to play this one. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated on the Xbox One. And this one, I should mention, I grabbed for, I believe it was on sale for like $17.99 on GameFly, so a really good price for this. This is not too terribly old, so a great price at about $18. And the last video game I grabbed, and this is like the first new video game that I've picked up in a very long time, but the nostalgia was real with this, and it is such a fantastic series. This is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Of course, this is the HD remake of these games, and I had a week off at the beginning of September, and it was basically this. Like when I wasn't, when it wasn't me and my daughter time or me and my wife time, it was me and Tony time. And so I played the heck out of both of these games, and I actually ended up beating both of them, which was just so much fun. I think that I like the first one better than the second one. I like the levels in the first one better. It was just more fun to try to track everything down, but I still really enjoyed the second one. And you also get some, quality of life upgrades with the first one. You can do manuals, which you couldn't do in the original. That didn't start until Tony Hawk 2. But you can do those in the first one here. So like, there's just those small quality of life adjustments. It is so well done. This is just such an excellent HD remake. Like, this is how you do an HD remake right. And they did such a great job with this, the folks over at Activision. I am so happy to have this in my collection again. I did spend a ton of time with both of these games, so I don't know how quickly I will go back to this, but I had a blast with it while I was playing it. So if you're on the fence about it for whatever reason, if you have any nostalgia for this game, and frankly, even if you don't have nostalgia for Tony Hawk games, but you're interested in skateboarding games, you're not going to find a better option than this. As far as I'm concerned, this is the best skateboarding game I have ever played. I think Skate 3 would probably come in a close second, but yeah, this is just fantastic. So definitely recommend this one. Like I said, picked it up and ended up beating both of them in the week I was off in September. So, I mean, that pretty much says it all, because I rarely beat any video games. So that's high praise right there. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 HD remake. Cannot recommend this one enough. So let's move over to the collectibles, and I have a lot of Funko Pops to talk about today, but before that, I want to talk about these random things that I found. So I was at Books A Million this past month, again, that week I was off, and I stumbled upon these, well, let me show you one of the horror ones. It was these, they're called like figural bag clips. So they're basically like keychains, is what, at least what these other ones are. So there were these Harry Potter ones, and they were, I know we don't want to support Harry Potter at this point, given everything that's going on with J.K. Rowling, but these were super cheap. They were on clearance for like $2 each or $3 each. And my daughter grabbed one of them. And so I figured, you know what, let me try these. And so because they were so cheap, I grabbed 3 of them, the only 3 that were left. And I opened them up. They come in a blind bag. You don't know what you're going to get. So the first one I got was this thing here, which this one, it's like a Griffin. It might be a Gryffindor. I don't know. I think it's something else. But yes, you can see it's just a keychain. But it's actually really cute. Like, it has a really good feel to it. I don't know. It's just really interesting. It's like this like hard plastic, I guess, but has kind of a matte finish to it. I don't know. I really like these. And then the next one I opened up was Dumbledore. So loved that, if it'll stay focused here. Yeah, Dumbledore, super cute. I love these little figures. They are so cool. And then the last one I grabbed from Harry Potter, I opened it up and it was Ron Weasley. I always call him Beasley for some reason, but Ronald Weasley. So I think these things are super cute. So they have, so many different types of these. There's the Harry Potter ones. There's like Avengers ones. I've seen at Hot Topic. A lot of these are at Hot Topic. I have the horror properties one, which I'm about to show you guys. There was like Lord of the Rings, Magic the Gathering. There's just so many different properties that you can get, so many different brands of these, but I think they're really cool. So what I'm going to do with these is actually hang them off of my work bag. So now that you see these 3, what I thought would be fun, I opened these before I thought of this idea. I thought it would be fun to open the 3 other ones I grabbed from Box Lunch. And these are all horror properties, so you can see kind of the options there that I could get. Let's open them together and see what we have inside our blind buys. This one, I think, is the thinnest of the bunch, so let's see what we got. All right, I got it sliced open. Let's open it up together here. If I can get it out. Oh, these are different. So first things first, these are a different type of clip, so they're not key rings. So that's interesting. Oh, all right. So this is one of the houses. What is this from? I think this is from It. Yeah, this is the It Niebolt house. It's called. So that's cool. I like that. That'll fit on my bag very easily. Very cool. You can see the back. It has the same like copyright that the other ones did, but it does have a different clip. So that's interesting. Let's move on to the second one. So this is the next thinnest. I'm hoping it's something different. Frankly, I don't care what I get. I just want it to be different because obviously you don't want the same one. So let's see what number 2 holds, which it's so thin. I feel like it's going to be the same thing. Oh, it's not. Perfect. So this is from Beetlejuice. This is the recently deceased, the handbook for the recently deceased from Beetlejuice. So love it. Very happy I got a different one. And I know this third one's going to be different because it is significantly thicker. So this one is real thick. Let's see what it is. Which one do I hope it is? I hope it's either Pennywise or Beetlejuice the Sandworm. I think would be really cool. But frankly, it could be Beetlejuice, it could be Annabelle. I don't care. Let's just see what it is. All right. Last but not least, I should mention, I guess, that it looks like this is Series 5 is what it says there. So if you are a collector of these, this is Series 5. All right. Last but not least, all right. We got Pennywise. Perfect. I love it. That looks awesome. And it says, I heart dairy on it, which I just watched. What did I just watch? Oh, the Pet Sematary remake. They had a dairy reference in there. I was like, oh, that's so cool. So there it is, all 3 of them. This worked out really well. All 3 of my blind buys, I got 3 different items. So always enjoy that. So let me know down in the comments below. Do you guys collect these? What do you think of them? I think they're pretty neat. I like I like the fact that the Harry Potter ones had like a key ring to it as opposed to this plastic clip because the key ring just felt sturdier than these do, but hopefully these will be fine. Like I said, I'm going to put these on my work bag, so we'll see how these go. All right, so the last items I want to show you guys are Funko Pops that I grabbed last month, which I always say I'm not a pop collector, but if there's something that's really cool, I have to grab it. And so that's what happened here. So there are some brands, I guess, or some lines that I'm trying to complete. And one of them is the Saga line, which I showed you guys. I bought a lot of them super cheap from FYE and or Barnes & Noble over the past handful of months now. The only one I needed to find yet was Lying Cat. And lo and behold, this one popped up. I can't remember where I got this. I bought all of these either at Hot Topic, FYE, or Box Lunch. I don't remember exactly where I got this one, but yeah, Lion Cat. So now I have all of these Saga figures from the back of the box here, which is awesome. The only kind of difference is that Prince Robot IV, I have the FYE exclusive for that, or I don't, it's one of the exclusive. I'm terrible with that, but I had to get Lion Cat so I could complete that collection. So this is awesome. I'm so happy that I now have completed my Saga collection for my Funko Pop. So this is a great find. I was so happy to find it in store. So Lion Cat is the first Funko Pop I grabbed last month. This is another one that's a standalone from this group, but it helps part of a collection I started. I think I just started this last month or 2 months ago because Barnes & Noble had a 2 for $10 sale. And they had the Purge figures. So I now have Waving God, which is super creepy. I love it. So now I only need Lady Liberty and Freak Bride, and I will have the entire Purge series. So it's interesting because these are not just Purge Anarchy, as you see listed here. This is the Purge Anarchy and the Purge Election Year. So there just depends on which one you get is going to be which Purge film it's from. But yeah, I love the Purge series, and so I had to collect these when I saw they existed. So I have Freak Bride in my cart right now on Amazon, and it just dropped down to like $8.50. I cannot find it in store anywhere, so I think I'm just going to grab it that way. And Lady Liberty is a little bit more expensive, but I was able to find it on... There's this app I can't remember the name of right now, but I was able to find it there, and I've heard good things about that app, so I might just grab it if I decide I need to collect this or to finish this collection ASAP, or I might wait to see if I can find it in store. But I think they're old enough now that they're getting a little bit more tricky to find in store, so sometimes you have to resort to going online for them. But happy to have Waving God in my collection. Only 2 more to complete the Purge Funko Pop collection. These next two are so cool, and frankly, I was super lucky to get them. So there is a channel I watch called Susan's Reviews. I really enjoy her content. She is a big, she's a huge steelbook collector, and she's also a big Funko Pop collector. So that's kind of who I've been watching recently that's gotten me more into Funkos. And so she pointed out that Target had it was called Target Con. It was back on October 4th, and they released a handful of, they were New York Comic Con exclusives, but being released exclusively at Target. So there is another wave that's coming on November 1st. But the ones I was interested in, there was a bunch of there was Trolls, I think, or Hello Kitty. I don't know, a bunch of ones that I'm not interested in, but they also had some Batman pop figures, and these things are super limited edition, and they look so awesome. So I had to grab them. The story about getting these, let me show you first here. So this is the first one from the collection. It is the black and yellow one. And then we have the second one, which is the blue and yellow. And these things are stunning. And the other thing I should mention is that they actually come in the Funko Pop collector plastics or whatever they are, the cases for these. So it keeps them in great shape. So they are in mint condition, and hopefully they will stay that way. But the story of me getting these, so I found out about Target Con when I watched Susan's video on Monday, October 5th. I didn't know this was happening at all. She showed them off. She got both of them, and I was blown away. I thought they were so cool looking. That graffiti art style was awesome. I had to have them. So I look online, and of course, they are near impossible to come by because it's the next day. She talked about how there was a line at her store when she went at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning, and they were limiting one of each pop per person. So I finally found one on Target.com that they listed this one in stock, the blue and yellow one, but because, and frankly, I couldn't even find the black and yellow one on their website. And so I decided to give them a call, and it was like a 40-minute drive from my house, but they said, when I called them, that they had both of them in stock. So I said, hey, can you put one of each on hold for me? So for some reason, their policy at that location was that you could only have one pop, period, per person. So you couldn't have, even though they're two different products, you could only have one or the other. You couldn't get both of the Batman pops. So I said, okay, well, put the black and yellow one on hold for me. And so they did. They took it up to guest services because that one I found was a little bit more difficult to find. So I went there to guest services, grabbed that pop, and said, okay, thank you, left the store, took it to my car, put it away. Went back to electronics and said, hey, do you guys have the blue and yellow pop? I looked for it on the shelves, couldn't find it, so I thought for sure I was SOL. But fortunately, I talked to the person who was working the counter, and they said, oh yeah, we got it back here. I totally screwed the system there, but frankly, the system was BS because it's two different products. There is no reason that I shouldn't be able to grab one of each of them because that's what other Target stores were doing. So I think the employee may have just been mistaken on what the policy was, but either way, doesn't matter to me because I was able to get both of them, and I am so happy to have these in my collection. So you can take a look at the back that there are two more. There is the orange one and a dark blue, or maybe that's a purple and black one. And so I definitely want to grab those. From everything I've heard, they are coming out on November 1st. So if you're interested, definitely check your Target stores on November 1st. Hopefully I will be up bright and early on November 1st to grab the other two because I would love to complete this art series style collection because I think they look so awesome. So grabbed number 1 and 2, these Target exclusive Batman Funko Pops. So happy to have these in my collection. And again, a huge thank you to Susan for sharing her hauls because without her, I wouldn't have known these existed. So I appreciate it very much. So I have 5 more Funko Pops to show you, and they are all from the same line or the same brand, however you want to call it. So my buddy sent me a picture a few weeks back, and it was of this really cool zombie-themed Hulk and zombie-themed Wolverine. And so I had to know more about them because they looked awesome. So it turns out that Marvel or Funko Pop, whatever, together, they released a line of Marvel zombies. And so because of that, I now had a new line I had to collect. Fortunately, there were only 4 on the back of the box. And so typically speaking, as I collect, I only worry about what's on the back of the box. I don't worry about any other exclusives or limited items, anything like that. I just focus on the Funko Pops that are on the back of the box, which is why when I pick up a Star Wars Funko Pop, I'm like, nope, putting that back because there's 1,000 characters on the back. So never in a million years will I complete that. So something with 4 on the back though, yes, I could definitely do that. So I know there's only 4 on the back of the box. and I typically don't go for exclusives, but there were two that I absolutely had to have. The first one was Zombie Black Panther. Unfortunately, because Chad Buswick passed away, they decided to cancel that figure, which makes complete sense. I totally understand why. I'm not disappointed because of that. I'm disappointed because of the passing of an incredible person. But they also had Zombie Silver Surfer, and that was a Hot Topic exclusive. So I decided, you know what? If I can find that, I'll get it. Fortunately, I guess we'll start with that one. I did find it, and I was able to grab Zombie Silver Surfer from Hot Topic. So that was one of the ones I grabbed. Along with that, which you can see it's not on the back of the box, I also got Zombie Wolverine, which looks awesome. And then Zombie Mysterio. I actually grabbed both of these from Box Lunch, which Box Lunch is awesome if you have it near you because their Funko Pops are buy one, get one half off. Assuming they are not Box Lunch exclusives, then you can get them at buy one, get one half off. So I grabbed those two. These were actually the first two I grabbed. And then I was able to find Zombie Hulk. This one I think I found at just like randomly in like behind a couple things. It was at an FYE. And so I was able to grab Zombie Hulk. So the only other one I needed on the back of the box was Zombie Deadpool. Well, let me tell you, I searched and searched through stores, a ton of them this past month. I could not find Zombie Deadpool in stores anywhere. Let me know if you were able to find him in stores because you were much luckier than I was. So I finally bit the bullet and I ordered my very first Funko Pop online through FYE.com. And so to complete the collection, we have Zombie Deadpool. It's really interesting because when I was searching for this, I found it at a bunch of different websites, HotTopic.com, GameStop.com, FYE.com. Headed on all these websites, they all had different release dates. This was the one that it's actually said it was in stock, so of course it won my business. So I ended up grabbing it from FYE.com. So it came in a super sturdy package, bubble wrapped to the max. So I will definitely order from them again in the future if there's something I can't find in store. I don't know what it is about Funko Pops, but I like to collect those in person more than just purchasing them online. But some of the ones I'm interested in are just impossible to find in store at this point, so I do have to resort to getting them online. But you guys, I'm hopefully showing it. You guys can see all of this entire Marvel Zombie collection. There are a handful of others that are coming out, but at this point, I'm considering my Marvel Zombie collection complete. So that is going to wrap up all of the collectibles that I grabbed in September. All right, so that is going to do it for the collectibles and the video games that I grabbed in September 2020. I'm only going to hold these up because they're just easier to hold up, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I do have some B footage in here, some B-roll footage in here, so hopefully that made the video a little bit more interesting to watch as opposed to just staring at my ugly mug for however long this video turns out to be. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to Cinefessions here on YouTube. And if not, thank you anyway for watching this one. I really do appreciate it. And I will say that I don't just do haul videos, even though I have a ton coming this month and I had a ton last month. I do talk reviews as well. I have my September wrap up for both books and movies coming along. And again, I don't just talk one item. I talk all things media, books, video games, collectibles, movies, podcasts, comic books. If it's media, I'm interested. And if you are too, definitely consider subscribing. Let me know down in the comments below, what collectibles did you guys grab last month and what video games did you pick up? Anything new worth talking about? I'd love to hear some recommendations from you guys down in the comments below. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.